morning, Quadcopter 101, and what I got for you today is the ZOHD Orbit. Look at this big airplane. It's actually pretty darn big. It's meant to be big. Why is that? Because it's meant to carry a GoPro. It has a slot here. You can stick your SJ cam or GoPro in there and plop it, right over the top of it, and away you go. It also has two other front pieces for run cam and Foxeer cameras. I got the GoPro one set up in the front here. Unfortunately, I am not going to be flying with a GoPro today. To fly with the GoPro and these other cameras, you're going to need to adjust your battery position to adjust the center of gravity. And right now, I got a large battery in here, folks. I'll show it to you here in a bit. But with that size battery, it was putting the center of gravity too far forward, way too far forward, and that one's right about it. So without the camera, it's about set. To adjust, to put a GoPro in there, I would recommend you're going to have to move the battery back and your receiver for it. The way I got it set up was a little bit bass-ackwards for centering the center of gravity. Again, this is meant to carry a GoPro. That's why you got this huge, large wing surface on this thing. This wing surface is not solid foam, too, folks. It's a hollow wing with wing ribs on here. I don't know how they designed that, actually, or how they built that, but I think that's pretty cool. It keeps the weight down. It is a lightweight, large airplane. Another thing that I like about the ZOHDs, and all the ZOHDs seem to have it, is gyro stabilization, and this one does too, to make it easy to fly for beginner flyers entering. There's a lot of quadcopter flyers out there who want to try airplanes. These ones that are coming out lately, right and left with gyro stabilization, make it easy to transition to airplane. You just give it throttle and throw it, and away it goes. It should do that, actually, if it was balanced, if you calibrated the gyros before takeoff, and then you just turn left or right to fly it. I know a lot of old fogies out there are going to be grumbling at that. But you want more people in the hobby, you got to make it easier for them, and ZOHD seems to be doing that, folks. What else do I want to talk about? Let's see, did I cover? No, I did not cover it. It has 30 amp ESCs, 2204 1870 kV motor with a screw-on prop. Let's open the top and take a look inside and point out the different features on it. It's held by, everything is held together by magnets, except for the wings. The wings have clips to hold them in there. They come apart and go on easily. I'm not going to do it, though, because I want to fly right after this. But we got 30 amp ESC here, 2 servos. These servos go back to bell crank and push rods to control the, let's see if you can see it. There you can. To control the surface areas over here. You only got 2 surface areas. This ailerons, or elevator. No, it's ailerons, I'm pretty sure. Now I'm going to be corrected for that now. You could use whatever you want in here, just about, but I got myself a FS R6B El Cheapo receiver. That works too, or you can put your top of the line in there too. And today I got my top of the line on a cheaper airplane and my bottom receiver on a more expensive airplane, but it's okay. I needed to do that because the other one required S-Bus, and this one didn't. But the way you got it set up is you got elevators with power as channel 1. You got AE elevator, aileron with power as channel 1. You got elevator for channel 2, and make AERT, rudder for channel 3, or AETR, I'm sorry. Aileron, elevator, throttle, and no rudder. Rudder is blank on channel 4. And on channel 5, you have the control switch set up for the gyro stabilization. And the gyro stabilization is right here. This is your flight control board with gyro stabilization right underneath here. And it does have a port for, I believe that's S-Bus, right there. So, all in all, pretty neat setup. Again, I got a 1500 milliampere hour 3S battery in here. That seems to balance it out really well, actually. If I wanted to go and put that GoPro in here, I'd need to move this back over the top of the flight control board and probably put my receiver, bring that forward. So to account for the added weight of the GoPro. So again, this can also carry, let me pull this open and show you, run cam. You can put a run cam in there and a fox ear in there. So different kinds of cameras, and you get 3 different front plates. Now I got mine set up, excuse me, again, for FPV, and all I did is, you also get this FPV stand for all-in-one cameras, and I've got myself a little TX03 camera on the front here. I like the TX03, it's actually a pretty good FPV camera, and I'm powering it with a 1S LiPo battery. So that's it, folks. Let's go for a flight of this thing and see how it performs. Hope you enjoy this flight. Okay, since I'm using a Fly Sky receiver, I'm using my T8SG today to fly this. We got this on a relatively flat level surface, and what I'm going to do is, got to open it up here, got that turned on, and I'm going to plug in my FPV camera first, so I don't forget that, and then plug in the power. Let it sit for a second and bind. Now we're looking at there. We got a blue light, that means we are fully stabilized. And if I set my switch down to center position, we got partial stabilization with a red light, and pushing it down all the way, we got blinking red light, which means not stabilized. I want to fly stabilized, folks. Okay, closing it up. And the next thing I'm going to do here is fire up my goggles, and we'll go for a flight. Okay, here we go on its first flight. Wish me luck. Here we go. Firing it up. I did nothing. It just took off. So yeah. Wow. I like that. Let me cut back on that throttle. And it glides nicely. I have hardly any throttle on it at all. Let's see if I can go to FPV. I am in FPV mode. Turning to the right. Oh, I like this airplane, folks. Let's cut back on the throttle even more. My wife's standing close to me, right? You're getting this, right? I'm not flying in the sun, am I? But, oh, I love this. I'm pushing forward, actually, to try to bring it down. So if you have been looking for a airplane to do FPV, something that stabilizes itself easily, easy to fly, takes off like a champ, no problem at all, this might be for you. I'm just going to go out over the desert here. Actually, let's give it a little throttle, climb a bit. And just fly around the desert. Neat airplane to dart. Now my TX03, I got it set up for long range, I believe I have it. I forget, it's 200 milliwatt, I believe, is the high end. Okay, while we're up there, let's try the other position, center position, which is this one. Okay, partial stabilization. Whoa. Full stabilization. So, very easy. I got to come closer, folks. I think I'm going a little too far out. Cut back on the throttle. Wobbling around a little bit there. I'm not sure why. Probably getting a little over aggressive on my controls here, and it's countering that. Coming down a bit. Pulling back on the throttle. It stays up in the air very easily. Am I close enough that you can see it easily? Coming down, coming down. I'm pulling back on the throttle, just trying to bring it down. Actually, I guess I'm almost stalling it. Just doesn't want to come down. So increasing the throttle. Yeah, I guess I'm almost stalling it, and that's the gyros countering the very low throttle I'm giving it. I want to see if I can make a pass by us. I'm going to push in. I have to push down on the, or push forward on the stick to bring it down. I guess I should be sitting too, because I'm getting a little bit dizzy.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. Is it behind me? The chair?
Hold on.
Okay, the chair's not behind me.
Oh.
Just keep an eye on the airplane, my love.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, that's better. You get real dizzy, folks. We're trying to fly this. But yeah, in stab mode, it's you can see this wobble that you get. I guess most of them do this, especially if you give it too much aggressive stick. There's no rudder on this, so let's see if I can just go gentle turns overhead. And when you cut back on the throttle, again, it starts to become real wobbly because you're just on the edge of stall, and the airplane's trying to keep itself in the air. So at that point, I think you need to give it a little, you got to give it some forward pitch or forward elevator to keep the speed up, to prevent you from stalling. Well, it has a hard time stalling, but again, the gyros are trying to counter that. There we go. See, I had to push in on the stick to do this, to get it down here. Just wants to climb. Especially since I don't have, also keep in mind, folks, I don't have a GoPro in here, and it's flying very, very light. So the wind is, any wind at all is bouncing it around. You put a GoPro in there and weigh it down a little bit more, get it flying a bit faster, it's going to be less bouncy than what you're seeing here, what I'm doing. Here comes the wind right now picking up behind me there. But the way I'm flying it, I hardly have any throttle, about quarter throttle. If I flew it like this, I could probably fly all good long time with this. So yeah, this might make a good long-range flyer, FPV flyer. But I can't fly all day with my camera because my camera, hat camera, is going to wear out. So I'm going to bring it in here shortly, folks. The thing is, I'm probably going to need a long, long runway to bring it in the way it... Look at that. It's almost flying like a gyrocopter or a quadcopter. Hardly any throttle at all, folks. Let's see if I can line it up for a landing. Line it up for a landing. Don't want to come down without the GoPro in there. You just don't want to come down. I'm gonna have to push forward on the stick to bring it down to us. Cutting the throttle. Throttle off. I'm gonna just let it go down the road and I'll go get it. Cool. Cool airplane. Before I go get it, let me make sure I got this video on my head here. I gotta switch the camera DVR, and I think I lost the video. That's terrible. But I got this. So hold on, folks. Let's go get it. So hold on, folks. I'm just gonna go over here, get my transmitter, and send it up one more time. Let's check the throttle, check the surfaces after that landing. Okay, we should be good. Wind's coming from that direction right now. So, getting ready to toss it, and again, I did nothing. It just flew. It just climbs. And I think I might be at the edge of the range of my FlySky transmitter, by the way. But look at this thing. Let's see if I can bring it down close. I'm trying to bring it close. Hardly any throttle at all. Give it a little throttle. Going upwind. Okay, let's turn downwind now. Gentle downwind turn. Increasing throttle to come downwind. Yeah, I should have put a better receiver in there than the one I got in there. Going overhead. Excellent flyer. Let's see if I can land it again. Yeah, I got a feeling I lost the FPV video that I was recording there. I'm going to try to land it again and do another hand toss. Just to show you that. It's very easy to hand toss this thing. Just trying to bring it in. Look at that. That's the gyros. That's the gyros, folks. Wind's coming that way right now. Let's hand toss it again. Ready, set. Just give it throttle. It's cutting throttle. No throttle at all. Let's see what it does. No throttle at all. That's it coming down. A little bit of throttle. This thing flies by itself. Reminds me of the, what was the other one that I liked that had similar flight characteristics? The A600 from XK had a good or gyro that made it hard to crash. This one here, you just give it throttle when it goes up. There, it's almost stalling. You know, it's at the edge of stall the whole flight there with the way I'm flying it. At the edge of stall, look at that. That's why it's wobbling like that. Neat airplane. So I'm sorry if I didn't get any video, aerial video of that first part of the flight, but this second part of the flight, I know this should be interesting to folks. Now I'm not going to do stunts either. No stunts because I'm not sure. Well, let's take it up higher. See if I. There we go. I did one stunt for you, folks. A little bit of a loop here. Another loop. Come out of it. I go to full stabilization to come out of that loop. But let's bring it back down. Cutting the throttle, let it just wobble in the air coming back down. No throttle at all. It's gliding. Gliding, 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 gliding. Neat airplane. Out of all the ZOHDs, the 3 ZOHDs, this one I like the most, folks. It's the easiest flyer of the bunch, the more responsive of the bunch, most capable of the bunch and what it can carry. And they're all about close to about the same price. I would recommend this one out of all the 3. I like this one. I really do. It's a keeper. I'll probably donate the other 2 and keep this one for myself. The ZOHD Orbit. Easy to fly airplane. Pulling back on the stick. Let's see how much. If it's stalling, no. Trying to stall it, folks. And then cutting the throttle. Coming back down. Look at a wobble, wobble, wobble from the wind. And it's flying light. But when you fly it light, you can fly it nice and slow like this. Very slow. But again, it's more bouncy in the wind because of the gyro stabilization. But yeah, if I didn't have the gyro stabilization at all with the way it is right now, I don't think I could fly it. I'm not going to try it without gyro stabilization. So, neat airplane. We're going to land it here, folks. I got to fly one more thing here while I got battery power in my camera on my hat. So, bringing it in, bringing it in, bringing it in, bringing it in now. ZOHD Orbit. I like it. I like it a lot. So, hope you enjoyed this flight. This Quadcopter 101. I like that nameplate on it, too. It looks cool. Quadcopter 101 with the ZOHD Orbit signing out.